Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Music Mondays. Yeah. Let's get me on the screen so you can say what's up to me. Whoa. That was a little crazier than I expected of a transition. Hard smash right into seeing me. I gotta adjust this mic again. Every stream, it's always something new, right? I guess that's just what happens when you're still figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. Let me just adjust this. So I'm in the middle of the screen, yeah. Should be me also in the middle of the screen. Let's get me on the screen there. Today, what's on the agenda for today? Well, first, if you're here on the stream, you're lucky because I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I'm working on that is not announced yet, and it's a little treat for those of you guys who are in fact here early. Check this out. Look at this. You could already see. Okay, yeah. To be fair, you can already see like what I'm working on actually for real. You can see at the top there, but I'm not gonna announce it just yet. I'll let it play, and whoever's here, which I don't know who's here yet. It looks like we have two, three viewers coming in. Let me know what you think so far. This is gonna be coming out in December. I'm gonna hope for it to come out in December, fittingly for the season. Yeah, and also this is a quick audio test as well. So check it out. It's not done yet, but got some yacht rock goodness here. Nice. So that's where that's at right now. I'm not quite done with everything yet. I so far that's been the reharm, but yes, if you picked up on it, that's my cover of Hark the Herald Angels Sing for the Christmas season that I'm going to be doing and putting out in December. So stay tuned for that. I'll announce it like for real on my Instagram at some point, but not right now. Well, I guess I announced it right now, right? That was my cover of Hark the Herald Angels Sing. If you're just tuning in and you missed it, sorry. We'll come back to it later if you want to see it live, but you'll always be able to catch the VOD as well. For now, though, this is what's really on the agenda. Maybe later on, if I'm kind of tired of this, we'll do something else. I don't know. Maybe work on the next Jersey song because I still haven't done that yet. I'm planning on filming that in Saturday. So, what are we doing here? So, my client that I'm working with right now, she is if you don't know, her name is Charisse Chua. She is a singer, songwriter, from out in California, and yeah, I've worked with her on a couple songs before this, so we know how to we know each other well on the work front. And she's interested me on another song that she's working on right now. So this right now what we're looking at is her demo. And we can kind of listen to it quick. We don't have to listen to it. Maybe she would probably appreciate that I don't listen to it, that I don't play it on stream. But we're using this as sort of the basis. I won't like play it like all the way through, but some of these things you'll hear like bits of the demo, and yeah, she's entrusted me to like create a full instrumental. So that's what we're working on today. We're gonna be starting by working on this instrumental here. This is gonna be really interesting, I think. So as you can see, I've already kind of started to. These markers were not here when she sent this to the project to me. Actually, she sent this project to me as a GarageBand file. What's cool about Logic is that you can just import GarageBand files, and it works out. You know, it reads the same. It can read the data off there and just turn it into a Logic project, which is so convenient for me because I'm a Logic guy. I've always been a Logic guy through and through. You know. So yeah, this is what she sent me. Now here's one cool little thing. Now also I did like do some processing here for her voice. I did do some processing here already with my usual vocal chain here. Hey Slice, welcome in. Thank you for tuning in. You can see here if I open this is the mixer. This is what we call the mixer window. And this is where all your tracks are laid out. Kind of like a real life mixer, right? You can see I have already some processing here, and that's just because I put a preset on these these 4 tracks just so that they sound pretty good right out the gate. These I'm not going to touch, but I'm going to remove all of the sends on these because that's the most annoying thing about presets in Logic and even in GarageBand is that when you use a preset contains like bus information on it, and not only does it contain the bus information on it, it will create the buses that are in the preset and put effects on those buses that fit, that are stored in the preset. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but it's really annoying when you already have a couple buses. Like I guess bus 1 is like a delay, but I think that's from one of the presets from here. Bus 2, what is bus 2 doing? I guess I don't have a bus 4 yet, but bus 4 is what I usually use for reverb, which I can't find for now for some reason. Oh, it's bus 4 is here. Yeah, let's get rid of all these other ones because we do not need these. What's bus 1 and 2 doing? Bus. Me when I want to create a reverb on my song to unite all the instruments and make it sound like as if it's one room. Bus. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, delete anyway. I don't like them. Let's get rid of those too. I'm gonna bus. Remove all sends. Remove all sends. Remove all sends. If you don't know what busing is, by the way, and if you use a DAW and this is how you put reverb on a track. You like let's say this electric piano, and you want to add reverb, and you add a reverb like plugin on it, like Space Designer, and then you're doing that on all of these. You're doing it wrong. What you need to do is send to a bus. Here I have bus 4 as my verb. I'm gonna rename it verb. Send it at like 0, a unity gain or something, or whatever this fader is. I don't know how you call it. You send it to bus 4, it receives it at bus 4 and processes it with just this one plugin. That way you just have one reverb. You don't need to put a reverb like insert on every single one, because you know what it's going to do? It's going to slow your computer down. And worst of all, it's going to make all your reverb sound a little different to each other, which does not help with creating a singular sound. Not yeah, exactly. Not just 2 bus, but 4 bus. Bus. That was 4. That was 4 bus. And bus 4 is what I use for a lot of my reverbs. I'm glad you liked that one, Slice. So here's what's gonna happen. First of all, stereo out is called master track. Let me just reset channel strip and get rid of everything on there. Okay, so here is the game plan. So one of the big things that she wants is that this first of all, this is like a song mainly about, you know what, whatever, I'll just play it. If she wants this like taken down, I'll just cut it out. She sings good though, I will say. She does sing good, so there's no reason for this to be odd, unless she just doesn't want the demo to be floating out there. It's verse 1. Let me know if the music is too loud or anything, but I also put a side chain on the actual music for the stream, so hopefully as I talk it should reduce the volume of like the desktop audio. I haven't tested it yet though. But yeah, this song is about like a relationship that like worked out. You know, it's like you had a rocky history, but now it's working out. And she gave me a couple of references as well. Yeah, it's good. It sounds great. It's like a really good song. Is the chorus. So it's a very bare bones demo right now, but it gets across the actual song, which, by the way, I should say, like, that's what a song is. A song is not all the production. A song is not even the chords, really. The chords don't really legally legally doesn't count as part of the song. The song is literally just the words and the melody. That's what a song is, you know what I mean? At least according to the eyes of the Copyright Office. So it's a short and sweet. That's all we need, in and out. And she gave me a couple references as well. I usually like to ask for references whenever I produce for people, just because I prefer it. I was like, why is he saying bus in my ears? Yes, Joey, I'm bussing these. I'm bussing the reverb. I'm bussing the keys. I'm bussing the vocals to the reverb. Okay, that's not what I wouldn't have called it like that. I'll just say that much. I didn't invent the term. I wouldn't have called it that. I would have said something else. Okay, so one of the songs that she suggested that it sounds like, which is she's a big fan of Jenna Rain. Jenna Rain is like obviously like a very modern TikTok pop singer songwriter girly pop thing, which is cool. I'm into that. So we're gonna it's and Love Sick is the name of the song that she really likes. So we're gonna start with a little. We're gonna remake the piano here. We're gonna completely make a new piano track. I'm gonna pull out my keys here. You can't see it actually. Maybe I should Maybe I should tilt the camera down so you could. No, I don't want to do that. Never mind. My desk is so messy. I don't want you to see it. Rich, welcome in. Thank you for joining. You bus your buses to other buses that serve no purpose. It's a bustling market, exactly. That's I definitely do bus my buses to other buses for sure, especially if I'm doing like some effect heavy like reverby stuff. Like you gotta bus your buses at that point. You gotta bust your buses so much it's just bussing with buses. It's bussing with sends and buses. It's a bustling market. Keyscape is like a realm you own. Yeah, exactly. So Keyscape is my little pocket dimension where I have like 100 pianos, 100 keyboards, and they all exist somewhere in the physical reality, which I am now summoning through this portal of the Keyscape. It's my realm. I have various golems all around the world, all around the universe. I have various golems which I've constructed from clay and mud to perform piano for me from a distance. These are all real pianos played by golems. An interface, exactly. This is the interface which allows me to type into the golem function. Oh, there it is. I have no idea. For some reason, my keyboard is on channel 14 in the MIDI drivers. I really don't know why. I don't know how to change that without restarting my computer. So whatever. It's gonna be channel 14, and we're just gonna record channel 14. This song is. I have the chord chart that she also sent me. This song is in the key of A. Playing some keys here. I know the I know I should set up one of these days. I should set up like a key camera, not a camera of me. My nickname is Key. Not a camera on me. Well, there is a camera on me, but a key camera, as in like a camera on the keys. So that way you can see my fingers moving and not just trust that I do indeed have a keyboard down here and I'm not miming it at all. Here's proof that there's a piano down here. Oh my goodness, oh my damn, oh my goodness, they're going ham. This is how bacon is supposed to be. The fries, they blend so perfectly. The cheese up in here is going. I couldn't find it. This guy's just miming. Yeah, I couldn't have done that. That must be bursting your ears. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that loud. Keyscape is also hella loud, for the record, which means I have to turn the tape off, and I should turn denoise to medium. I'm not a perfect person. Is that how that song goes? There's many things I wish I didn't do. Something like that. Yinzunzi, yes. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Hey man, I'm at work. Just popped in to say I really enjoyed the I Just Lost My Dog song. Thank you. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you coming by as we make some more music here. Hopefully one of these days you can stick around and tune in and I can have a little chit chat. Tomorrow I do like a hangout stream. So uh maybe one of these days I'll see you there. Uh enjoy the rest of your day at work. Let me know how it goes. All right. So I'm gonna be replacing the piano here with this little piano thing. The start of "Lovesick" by Jenna Rain is the reference for this, and it's like it's got this like radio filter on it a little bit. I'm gonna do a little quick little EQing to give it a little bit of that radio filter. It's got a little bit more of that radio filter sound. Um, we're gonna add a little distortion, a little clip distortion to. Now that sounds like a radio, doesn't it? I just lost my dog. Uh, and my mother told me how to chase today. You guys should come to a live show if whoever you're watching. You guys should come to a live show whenever I play. I know I always play in Philly, but I play that song. If you like that song, you get to hear it live every time I play live because I always play that song live. Um, if you're not in Philly, let me know where I should play next. But yeah, this is gonna be how. Yeah, so it's gonna be more of a bouncy. I almost said bouncy piano at the start, like uh, uh, it's a. I'm gonna do something like that, and then yeah, like this kind of like thing. Uh, she wants the intro shorter, so I'm gonna completely cut out these first four bars. And actually, I'm gonna mute the demo completely because I don't want to hear it right now. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's just do a count in, please. Actually, I want to change the metronome sound. I don't like it. Oh, does it sound like that? Uh, I wish it sounded not like that. It's so like dry. That's usually not how my click sounds. I guess that's what happens when you import it from GarageBand. Here we go. Let's do it for real. Let's do a count of 2 bars. 2, 3. 1, 2. Here we go. Cool. And that's gonna be our little piano loop. Quantize it a little bit. I missed a couple of hits there. And you know what I should also do? I'm gonna set this velocity curve to my keyboard, which, by the way, the keyboard that I'm using is a M Audio Keystation 88, and they have it as a preset. Beautiful. Yeah, it's just like a lizard metronome, as you call it. I don't like how it sounds either, but I don't know why it sounds like that. I have no idea how to change it usually, because I usually don't change my metronome sound. So I guess it's just what GarageBand import metronome sounds like. I don't know. You guys hear that? Do you hear that? something at I'm gonna do another EQ here. I'm gonna notch it out. It's actually multiplied this. Somewhere up here. I'm just gonna do that. That way it's gone. There was like a little high resonance there that I was not feeling. For the context of why I did that, and it's still there, but oh, it's here. It's not. It's not in 6K. It's like 3K. At the wrong octave. I think. I'll figure it out later. Right now, I'm just arranging. Cool. So that's going to be our intro. I'm going to do a quick listen right now. I just realized you can't hear this audio. I muted the desktop audio. Sorry. Here's what it sounds like, what I did. There you go. And the little is still there. It was here. That's where it was. I got the wrong octave and everything too. Crazy. You can tell I'm still new to this. Sorry. I did not realize that it was muted. I'm just sitting here like making little moves, and you're just hoping that you hear it. You might hear it through my headphones. Let's be real. Yeah. Cool. I'm new, bro. I'm new to this. I am new to this. That's not a joke. I am new to this. Well, I'm gonna mute it again so that I remember to unmute it when I re-listen to. Should it be you know what it should be? Maybe it should not be a grand. I think it should be an upright. Will do. Cool. I'm gonna bypass these once we get to the start of the verse. That way, the radio effect turns off. And that's why I do that. Oh yeah, the second EQ, which is the radio EQ. I'm turning that off as well. Over here. That's when I'm turning it off. It's kind of turning off a little too early. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna make a new track because it's gonna do a hard cut thing that I'm not gonna like the sound of. So I'm just gonna leave them on and then make a new. I'm just gonna call this radio intro piano, and then call this one main piano. Main piano, and then we'll take these off and then do some proper processing on it. Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all Oh yeah, it's a different part there. Cool.
Don't come to my city and breathe
We'll do like a
my
low pass
air.
thing here.
Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I know
And then
is I
after the low pass, I'm going to slightly open up the frequencies up here
will fall like
as we get into the pre-chorus.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I
Yes, the Keyscape Golem production interface is working as planned. The my golems are doing their job.
will fall like laundry when I will fall like
And then this is the yeah.
laundry.
Yeah, I think that's a pattern that I'm gonna stick with.
All I know is I will fall like laundry when you move.
Oh, I need the click. I can't play that in free time.
All I know is I will
Just
fall
the
like laundry when you move so clean like dishes I sink when you talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. Like laundry when you move so clean like dishes I sink when you talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming.
and then there's like a little thing there. She does this like she does that. Yeah.
Now
What's the chorus chords? Is it the same as? Oh yeah, so it's the same as the beginning.
I'm now your girl. We have our world, gave it a whirl of
And then she adds a little thing. I'm just gonna make a new chorus part then. She does that. Yes, it is like this like a. Every keystroke commands a golem to be prodded with a steel live in order to get the authentic piano. Hot steel, exactly. Every press of my key controls the golem.
but I must be dreaming.
Hold on. Oh, I just realized my. Oh no, never mind. My sustain was working weird. There you go. Oh, I guess maybe sustain isn't turning off here because of the because I'm cutting it off. I gotta add that to cut it off. And then
but I must be
wait, I just realized I might have played a strange note up here. I did in the MIDI caught it.
But I must be dreaming. But I must be dreaming.
1, 2, here we go.
Now you're
I keep forgetting my click.
but I must be
For real.
dreaming.
2, here we go.
Now you're girl, we have our world, gave it.
Oh wait. I'm gonna. You know what? Yeah, I am gonna make it 7.
But I must be dreaming.
I think it sounds better.
Now you're girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just heart.
Yeah, not playing the part right at all.
But I must be dreaming.
1, 2, here we go.
Now you're girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally hurt.
I'm gonna redo that ending part of this one.
Just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally hurt.
And then I'm gonna add some sustains on this one.
We have our world, gave it.
Too early.
We have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got
They should not be sustained here.
now you're girl. We have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first.
Hey, Buddy Nova, thank you for tuning in. Sup, Keenan? Not much. I'm working on a song, as pretty obvious. But this is a song for a person I work with quite often, Therese Chua, who's also my cousin, by the way. She's a great singer. She's out of California. And we've done a couple songs together, but this is gonna be one that we're working on right now. So I'm just turning her demo right now into a real song, a full big song. It's exciting. So hopefully, by the end of this, it'll actually sound like really fully fleshed out. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you stick around. Let me know how you're doing.
First, I'm finally hurt.
That's not what that is. What are the post-chorus chords? Is it? Hold on, I'm gonna listen to the demo piano real quick. Okay, so we kind of just hang on a little unsure what we're gonna do on the ending D chord there. I'm just gonna leave that as the thing at the end. I'm not 100% sure if we're gonna keep that, but at least until I find out what this whole section ends up looking like, I'm just gonna leave it like that. This is kind of how I work in general, for most of the stuff that I do, and this is how it's always been. A very chunk by chunk kind of guy. I guess that's the arranger brain in me.
Laundry when you move so clean, like dishes I sink.
I should redo this because she kind of asked for like this kind of pulling back sign of this like thing. I don't know if it makes sense, but like you're sort of like getting louder and then quieter thing.
All I know is I will fold like laundry when you move so clean like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming.
And I think we'll end it with just a little
Hours of sleep,
hang.
your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming.
Yeah, you can tell from this vibe, it's very like pop is her direction, which is cool. Because I really like pop, obviously. And I love just working in different styles, honestly. Obviously, what I do mainly is a little different than this, but you know, it doesn't feel foreign at all. Like I'm even the yacht rock thing is just one thing that I do. Can you believe that I was a metal guy? Can you believe it? I think it's pretty obvious. I still am a metal guy, actually. But I'm not doing that like as my main thing right now. Chorus is like, yeah, full. Okay.
I'm now your girl, we hold like laundry when you move so clean like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, don't come to my city and breathe my air, just let me be. My defense is petty.
We'll just copy and paste this.
My bones fell weary, running from my feet, moving closer to you. Thought I had control.
I wish there was some way to combine yacht rock and metal. Please crack the code. I have a vision of what that looks like. I haven't fully realized it, and I think at some point I will. But I think at some point I will, just because like I come from that metal sort of world, but obviously now I have such a great appreciation of, you know, yacht rock and like sort of the West Coast session world. But I don't know. I have to think on that more, because if yacht rock in metal, okay, real quick, I'm gonna put something on, and this is a song that I had written. If you're not familiar with some of the metal stuff that I've done, I used to be in a band called Earth 7, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it right now. And our last record, I mean, I still am in this is my band. I'm not gonna say this is like a band that I used to be in, because it's technically like my band. I've just like put the project like kind of on hold right now, as I'm focusing on other things. But I wrote a song called Rise and Shine, which I think kind of bridges that gap a little bit. I mean, it's a very prog thing, right? I'm a prog guy. It's a song called Rise and Shine from our Shine EP. Yeah, What a Fool Believes absolutely could be metalified, but this is around the time. So I'll play you this song, and you'll let me know what you think of it. We don't have to sit through the whole thing, but it'll just be like, you can check it out if you want. But I definitely, I wrote this at the time I was like really, really getting into like Steely Dan. I was getting really into like Doobie Brothers, but I was still doing the metal thing. Can you hear that? Okay. It's maybe not like fully yacht rock, but it's like, it's got a little like bounce to it. It's more of a rock song. Okay, let me change the screen a little bit. Yeah, the bass for sure. When I was writing the bass part, like it's for sure funkier. Yes, there's a 5-string bass on this track. Here's a what I call the Chon part. Yeah. This part is like my favorite part. Yeah, Slice, you bring up a good point. Journey, while I wouldn't call them metal, they definitely are at the crossroads of like, I'll turn that off. Well, they definitely are at the crossroads. You can finish the song on your own if you would like. The rest, that's just gist of the song. The rest of the song is pretty much just variations on that. There's like a bridge section, but that's about it. It's funny they mentioned Journey because I definitely think of Journey as like, I don't think anything they've ever done is technically yacht rock, but they get very close in the later half of their career. There's a song, I'm not gonna play it on stream obviously because I'm gonna get demonetized, but there's a song called "I'll Be Alright Without You." I think that's what it's called, and this is the time that Randy Jackson was in Journey, which is like, I mean, obviously Randy Jackson is like an LA studio guy, right? From the 80s. And that song is, I think, very, very close to being yacht rock, despite it not being yacht rock truly, right? I wouldn't call it true yacht rock, just because it falls towards the end of yacht rock and like has more in common with like mid 80s stuff. So which to me is like, you know, yeah, of course I've heard of I've heard of the band Pages. They're like yacht rock, prog rock. Dude, I gotta tell you something. Pages, their second album, no, not the second album, the third album from 1980. It's 1980 or 81. But that was like probably my most listened to album of this year, maybe. Not last year, this year. OCOE. Director is a boy. You get the picture. It's so good. But I know exactly what you mean by yacht rock, prog rock. Because obviously the two guys from that group who would later go on to do Mr. Mister, they are obviously from that yacht rock scene. They kind of, because they wrote like a bunch of like yacht rock tunes and wrote songs for other people. They play it on records and stuff. And like Porcaro was all over like that record, right? Those guys, like, they had that yacht rock bone of like, hey, let's do like contemporary stuff influenced by Steely Dan, influenced by jazz, but also like a little rock thing. And it's so good on that record. There's a song on that record called Automatic that is like a really good example of that. Tell Me off that record has it's like it has like a 5/4 thing. I don't know what that chords are in that song. I can't think of it right now, but it has that like rhythmic thing on top of it, and it's so good. So yeah, I love Pages. I love Pages. Pages is like I would consider them an influence on the yacht rock stuff that I do just because of that. You know, um they are just perfect. They're what I wish the rest of yacht rock was, because while I am the yacht rock guy, yeah, Tell Me is so good, man. While I am the yacht rock guy, and I listen to lots of yacht rock, and that's what really mostly what I listen to. There's a lot of it's really really good, and some of it's not that great, right? Some of it's not that great, but it's still cool. Some of it is not that great, um, and some of the stuff that's not that great is the stuff that a lot of people know. Some of the stuff that is, I gotta do a Gen Z version of it. I I'm surprised that I never got around to doing the brain rot thing of Jake Pages, because like I did the Steely Dan stuff, but like I just never like, I don't know, I never got around to it. Maybe because I love him too much, right? I don't know. But yeah, Pages is just peak. Pages is peak. That's all I gotta say. Pages is peak yacht rock for sure. There is. Why is this getting cut off? Oh, here, I'll put you. I'll lock you guys in there. Wait, why did I do that? Did I do the wrong? I did do the wrong ones. I'll just leave it at that. You know what? Pages is so good that I didn't. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm thinking in my head. Pages is so good that I don't think I wanted to do a Brain Rot parody. I wanted to do like a cover. Like that's how much like I really like Pages. Like I wanted to like read. I wanted to like remake one of their songs or something. Like I just do a full band cover kind of thing of Tell Me specifically. I almost added Tell Me to my live set, but I decided not to because it's hard. And instead, I put "Living It Up" on there by Bill LaBounty. That's the yacht rock tune, yacht rock deep cut that I put on my set. Because every show that I play, like I try to play my stuff that I've done, the covers I've done, my original that I have not yet put out yet, which might be coming next in January or February. We'll see. And like a deep cut that like a lot of people don't know about. And I, of course, I do What a Fool Believes. Yeah, Slice, you were there at that show. Yeah, and I played Living It Up at that show. That show was really good. That was a lot of fun. So that's what I like to do at my live sets usually, is just like have a mix of like the famous, What a Fool Believes is the yacht rock song, and then go into a song that I really, really like, but not a lot of people know about unless you're into the yacht rock stuff, you know. Bill LaBounty, Living It Up. Go listen to it. By the way, I got to tell you that your brain rot work and your overall musicianship and talent is prodigious, dude. I appreciate you sharing it with everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you stick around for the ride because it's only up from here. I'm going to keep it going. Brain rot stuff will also come back pretty soon. I kind of like got burnt out like in the last couple months, and tried to figure out like what to do next. So, yeah, now I have a schedule that I can stick to. So, hopefully you can expect a brain rot at least one every month now. I think that's what I'm gonna try to shoot for. Like everything I do is on a monthly basis, I think, just because I'm doing so much different things. Like I'm doing like New Jersey songs, I'm doing original stuff, I'm doing covers, I'm doing all this crazy stuff. I'm trying to do gaming content now too, so I'm just trying to mix it up because I'm a very multifaceted person and I like a million different things. I'm like ADHD, like I'm all over the place. So it's gonna be a little weird the next couple months as I try to find my footing. But hopefully things will find some sense of normalcy as I keep going. He's right, you know. He's frauding, you know. Oh, that's not what you said. He's rotting, you know. Forget I said anything. That was a Freudian slip. I didn't. I meant to say he's rotting, you know. Don't think too deeply about that. What I just said.
Would always love you. I'm now. Don't come to my city.
Oh yes, dude. No, we're not having that. Okay, I guess piano's gonna be done. This is, I think that's the extent. Sounds great. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad it does. Okay, so we have our piano part there. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go straight into drums because I need to. I just need to. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use easy. I'm not easy drummer. I'm gonna use superior drummer. Easy drummer. What do we look like? Do I look easy? I'm not easy drummer. Of course I use superior drummer. Just kidding. We have fun here. I'm gonna do here. I have a preset called Yacht Rock Drums. We're gonna do that. Oh, Rich, thank you. Thank you for checking out Earth 7. I really appreciate it. I think someday I'll get back to doing that stuff. Cause like, you know, I'm 24. I'm a 24-year-old who got exposed to internet access and metal at like during freshman year of high school. I think that was like the perfect time to get into gent. So I was a gent kid, and yeah. I still have that bone in my body, so don't worry. I'll get back to it. And, you know, you can tell that I from the get go, I've not only just been influenced by like the prog stuff that was happening at the time, but also trying to draw influence from jazz and other styles of music, R&B specifically. I mean, R&B and gospel was like a big influence at the time. Is there a FNAF song on the way? When Slice, when you and I, when we go see FNAF 2, yes, there will be a FNAF song after that. Because the last FNAF song I did was after we saw the first movie, right? So this next one is gonna come after we saw the second movie. If they keep making movies, I'm gonna keep making songs. I'll put it that way. Is there another? Oh, I already read that message. I listened to Earth 7, and from that, I figured, yeah, I could be friends with Key. Yes, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna do the chorus part first for these drums. You know what? I'm not gonna use a real drum kit. I'm gonna do Superior Drummer 3 just by itself. Nah, that was a mistake. If not a new one, can I make a plug-in B version of Come Find Me? He's talking about my song Show Them. Get the title right, dude. Yes. If I don't make a new one, I will make a plug-in V version of it, much in the same way that you see that at the start of every stream that I do, you hear the plug-in V version of Die in a Fire that I've not released, and I'm not gonna release until further notice. You're a fake key frauder. Don't say that, dude. Don't say that. Not in front of my not in front of my salad. Don't say that. Is that what he says? Ah, whatever. I like breathing in the microphone. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some. Okay, I'm gonna load up the default, and then now what I am gonna use. I'm gonna undo everything that I just did, and I am in fact going to use my Yacht Rock drums preset because I think it has a good sound. Oh, you hear that? I mentioned this on a previous stream, but I modeled these specific drums after the drums on Donald Fagen's Nightfly. You hear that? Or to a lesser extent, Gaucho. You hear that? Oh, such a good sound. Which, speaking of these drums, this drum library that I'm using is Elliot Shiner's state of the art SDX expansion for Superior Drummer. If you're not a nerd like me, or you guys are probably all nerds, but if you are as nerdy as me, you may know Elliot Shiner because he is one of the engineers on Gaucho. He was one of the engineers on Nightfly, I believe. He also was an engineer on Boz Scaggs' Metal Man, if you're hip to that record too. But he is the one who was an engineer on those sessions, and he, in collaboration with Toontrack, put out a drum library of a couple rooms. It's like 3 rooms that he has. This is like the ISO room that's really tight, and this one like is the most like quote unquote Steely Dan sounding one. What 2 toms, 1 up, 1 down. Oh, you hear that? There's a chain on that one too. Beautiful, beautiful sounds, right? Anyway, that's why I bought it, because I saw the trailer for it when it came out, and I was like, "Oh, you mean to tell me I could? Is this just instant Yacht Rock as a drum library? Say less. I'm buying it." So I bought it, and I've used it on like everything that I've done so far, like all of the brain rot stuff that I do, like that where I covered the songs. I use this. All of the Yacht Rock parodies, or not parodies, covers, like genre changes that I've done since excluding Teenage Dirtbag and Good Luck Babe. I'll use this library. The Nightfly is an awesome record. It's this one here is it's called this EZX. It's actually an SDX for a Superior Drummer. Elliot Shiner's State of the Art SDX. I don't know if there's an easy drummer version of it. There might be, but yeah. Obviously, these don't sound like this out of the box. I do have processing on it. Like I have tape, emulation. I have a distressor as my compressor. But for the most part, it's pretty dry. Like for example, these toms it's literally just tape, emulation, EQ, and a little Fresh Air, which is like, from what I understand, Fresh Air is pretty much like a recreation of Dolby A, the quote unquote Dolby A trick, where people used like a particular piece of noise reduction hardware in the quote unquote wrong way, basically as they use it as if you they modified it to like become more of an exciter, and it excites sort of upper frequencies, which gives things more air, quote unquote, which is like the air exists like 10K and up on the EQ spectrum. So like everything past here ish and onward, that's air. That's what we call air. So if you want something to sound more airy, I want make a vocal sound more airy, you add more information up there. And Fresh Air does that really well because it doesn't just like boost it; it kind of like adds some harmonic distortion and stuff. So, little nerd out there, but that's why it sounds like that. Definitely not the vibe though. So what I am gonna do is layer some stuff. I'm gonna start to stack like do I dig Walter Becker's solo stuff or Donald Fagen's solo stuff or both? I'm more of a Donald Fagen guy. I'm not gonna lie. I have listened to what's it called, 10 tracks of Whack or 12 tracks of Whack. I have listened to it. Then like Book of Liars is cool because they played that in their 1993 tour, right? Or whatever that was, 1994. I don't know. But I'm not like that big of a fan of Walter Becker just because I don't know that he has a similar. I don't know that he has the compositional bone that I like about Donald Fagen's writing. I know that I know that Donald Fagen was on that record, I think, or like he produced it or something like that. I don't know, or he was like involved in some way. I could be wrong about that. I may be wrong about that, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a Donald Fagen fan. If I'm just being honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just Donald Fagen. I like his approach to songwriting a little bit more, and like his compositional style a little bit more. Not to say Walter Becker's a bad musician at all. I mean, not at all. I think he's a great lyricist, and you can tell which I know him more as a lyricist, um, because you can tell from the way that like Donald Fagen writes. And you listen to his solo output. There's some of the lyricism and kind of there's not as much sarcasm and like snark in the solo stuff of Donald Fagen as much as there is in Steely Dan, and I do believe that that's like a Walter thing. I think it's quite no, especially if you look at Walter's like solo stuff, his lyrics. I mean, that's really more of the Walter thing. So I'm more of a Donald Fagen guy personally, but that's just where I am. Yeah, Becker is more of the lyric guy, I would say. Okay. Okay, that's not on that one at all. What is that main articulation? Is that just hit or open? What was it called? Eurokick? Oh yeah, Eurodat kick or something like that. I already forgot. What is this song called? Forgot. I forgot this instrument is. I don't like that at all. That does not sound good. I'm giving up on, on real drums. No, actually, that's a lie. I'm not gonna give up on real drums. I'm just gonna use remove stack. I'm just gonna use regular drums and then layer them with a different thing.
I'm now your girl. We have our world. I'm fine.
Boom, boom.
I'm finally hurt.
I think that's more of the speed.
Got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally hurt.
Cool. Never finna give you up. Never finna let you down. That's Rickroll's already brain rot. Does it count though? I don't know. Nah, it doesn't count.
I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl.
Here's what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna mute these.
I'm now your girl. We have
Just Jazz. How much for a custom song? I want to see what you can do with a C#6 open tuning. Kappa. Guys, we need to have a serious talk. I'm just kidding. C#6 though, that's a cool ass tuning. I'm not gonna lie. I do. So if you are not aware, I do play lap steel, and I play that in C6 tuning. So it'll just be like a step up from that in my head. Real talk though, if anybody is interested in pursuing a career as a solo musician, I am for hire. Which is what this is. This is like I'm working on a project for a client right now, which we can talk about price. I'm not going to disclose price right now, but I am very into C#6 though. Not gonna lie. Well, I'm into C6, so by extension, I'm into C#6, assuming that it's just a half step up. Because it's a very Hawaiian sounding tuning, you know, which is what that is. I'm
now your girl. We
Cool. So this drums track, I wonder if there's a way that, nah, I'm not even gonna try. Check some heavy reverb. Chuck some heavy reverb on the C#6 tuning with a low drone C#. It goes hard. I'm gonna have to check that out. Because I know you usually play with like alt tunings, right? I've never actually been like an alternate tuning kind of guy. Which is like, it's not that I have anything against it. I just like didn't learn that way. So I'd love to like at some point like see what I can do with like alt tuning stuff. The most alternate tuning that I really do is a drop tuning, like drop C. And like, yeah, I did dig the sample that you said. Yeah, I did dig what you sent me. That was cool. Because I am really into like the modal thing. Absolutely, that's like awesome. I use all tunings to get around not knowing the fretboard. It's all good. In due time, you will know the fretboard. Hello from your job at your local guitar store, by the way. It's a local store, not like a Guitar Center, right? Or a Music and Arts. It's like a local store. Not that I'm judging. If you do work at one of those, I'm just like curious. As I scroll through these kicks and test out all of them and see what I like. I like this, but I don't like that it's stereo. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do side only. And just wait, am I doing this right? Yeah, cutting the lows from the sides. Okay, yeah, so side only. And that's just because that's just for like avoiding phase issues. Is doing like a mid side EQs and stuff. Let's see, that's a little odd. I want like a. Okay, what am I doing? I gotta just scroll through these. That after party is kind of cool. But again, I don't like that it's that stereo. Hold on. I hear a car horn upstairs. I'll be right back. There's something going on. Never mind. I think it's taken care of. I like analog circuits a lot. I think I've used this on other tracks. I don't know if you guys heard the. Did you guys hear that car alarm in the background? It's probably my car alarm, not my car, but like in my house. I don't know what the issue there is. I do really like the sample. So I'm gonna. Do I pretty much get co-writer track credits on this track? No, cause I wouldn't. I get producer credits, and the reason that I wouldn't get a co-writer credit is I didn't write the song. I don't think it's right for me to like I wrote no part of the song whatsoever. I'm really just like remaking her demo and turning it into like a quote unquote real song. Right? Not to say that this isn't a real song, but it yeah, I don't get I'm not gonna get songwriter credits, and that's fine because yeah, again, I didn't write any of it. What I so and it's also if I did get co-writer credits, I don't think it would be fair for it would depend. If I was doing like work pro bono for somebody like completely free, uh in that case I might ask for co-writer credits in return, like for like when they register it with like a PRO, like BMI or ASCAP, so that way songwriting royalties also go to me. But and that's like that's a pretty common thing in like that pop world. There's a lot of like credit sharing there, but I personally like don't want to be involved in all that just because like small artists they gotta eat too, you know. I'm already getting enough, you know, from the upfront cost of me producing this as it is. So I'm more of a work for hire kind of guy rather than like I'll get royalties. It's a different story though if it's like a bigger track. I work on a contract basis, so I usually like to leave room for things to change in the future. Yeah, it's that's usually how I do things. Some people do things very differently, but it's all depending on like which comfortable. I'm very comfortable working for hire, and that's totally cool with me. You know, I'm gonna do a quick listening to like a couple of these songs just to see what direction the um songs sound should be. Do I work mostly in Logic? Yes, I do work mostly in Logic. I think when I was sorry, that the Earth 7 stuff, that record I did do in Pro Tools. I mixed it in Pro Tools. I didn't write it in Pro Tools. I've always written in Logic, but for a time I was trying to learn how to mix on Pro Tools, which I do know how to do, but I would rather not personally because I just don't think that's not where I feel most comfortable. Logic is where I really feel most comfortable. And I really do believe that everything you can do in Logic in Pro Tools you can do in Logic. It's just different, and there's a different way of going about it. But you know, that's just where I am. So Logic has always been my home. Okay, interesting thing about this song. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, I do. So yeah, I do work mostly in Logic. Also, part of it is because like when I was growing up, learning DAWs, uh, my main DAW was GarageBand when I was like a kid. So, you know, as I got older and became a teenager, uh, Logic was it just made sense to me. You know, is easy transition because uh that kind of workflow is very similar to GarageBand.
Now you're now your girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally hurt.
Yeah, I think that's cool. It's got a little punch to it. I will probably
I'm now your girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just
have I ever used an analog recording setup or even a reel to reel? No, never have. Uh, not a real. I've never used a reel to reel. I have been thinking, like I think a year ago, I was when everybody was doing this. I was thinking about like maybe trying to find like a Tascam Porta Studio, or like some kind of 4-track tape recorder, uh, because I did want to try to do it in to try to make stuff within those limitations because I really like working in limitations. I feel like his, back at some Keenan lore, I used to do on a different channel. I used to do NES covers like tracker in a tracker. So like I used to like do covers of like other songs in like Family Tracker or and the tracker interface would control like the NES's 2A03 chip, right? I think these days, the more recently when I was doing when I was with the recent stuff that I've done in trackers, like I've done I've used Furnace Tracker, which also can emulate the 2A03 sound, which is like of the Nintendo, right? So I used to do a lot of that. I used to make covers in tracker software, so I'm pretty familiar with like how to use and how to work within limitations of that. That's very much like a thing that I love. Which is why I really like doing the yacht rock stuff, because I do have limit. I'm setting myself like limitations of like what synthesizers can I use, what synthesizers can I not use, what keyboards can I use, what drum sounds can I use, like how should I mix it, like what are the modules, what are the what is the equipment available to those. Yeah, if you want to see those, I have another channel called Key Dash Chain. I'll just link it into the chat here. I'll send one of the one I did of Glamour Profession, since that's pretty relevant to the Steely Dan thing. Oh, you just heard it. Here. I'll drop it in the chat. So, yeah, that's my older channel. Please don't look too far back into the catalog. Just watch that video. But yeah, I am very interested to. I was very interested to get into the to Tascam Porta Studio thing, or like whatever tape recorder was out there, to do something similar, but it just never worked out. And plus, like, I think by the time that I saw it, like, prices had already inflated, and I was like, if I don't see this while I'm out thrifting, then I'm just not gonna get one. I'm not gonna go on eBay and buy a Tascam Porta Studio for near MSRP. Like, that's ridiculous. Because it's not my hobby right now. At some point, I definitely want to. I would love to. At some point. I'm kind of not into this snare sound anymore. It's a little too, yeah, it's too Lindrummy for me now. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna also take out the make it less wide sounding. Going back to the buses, I gotta send these to the right buses. And I gotta not send these to any buses, except I am going to set aside a bus for the kick. So I'll do bus 17, do a kick bus, and then no output, so that I can just sidechain with this. Yeah, I like that sound a lot better. That's cool. And I'm gonna do some compression on it. I'll do let's do a little 1176 action. 1176. cool. Little. I always forget which is like fast on If I have Savers and NJ, definitely check them out. I found an OG Yamaha PS FM synth there, $13. We the our version of Savers in the I guess Greater Philadelphia area is called Second Avenue. I believe they're owned by Savers. They're just called different something else here. But I love that thrift store so much. I found like a ukulele there for like $10. It was a nice ukulele too, like one that goes for like $60 easily on for retail. So of course I bought it. Yeah, I love going there. So I got to get back to thrifting because they got some good finds for sure. Second Avenue / Savers, like they really got some good finds there. I buy all my CDs from Savers. Yeah, they all have the Savers sticker on there, which is how I know that Second Ave is owned by Savers, because all their CDs have all their price tags say Savers, not Second Ave. Yeah, I always forget which is fast and which is slow. Which direction is fast? Is one fast? No, one is slow. Fast is, yeah. Fast attack, slow release is how I'm gonna do things here.
I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl. I'm fine. You picked me first. I'm finally hurt.
Yeah, make it hit a little bit more. Same with the kick. I'm gonna do a little.
I'm finally done. So it's just hearts that yearn. I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it up.
I'm gonna do some kind of crash here, like a nice something sizzly, wah wah sizzly. Nah, no crash. Can't do it. It's just gonna be a fall sound.
I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt. Got no
I'm gonna move this from the tip down to like a edge.
I'm now your girl. I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt. Got
You just listen to a bit, pun intended, good one, of the Glamour Profession cover and imagined a video game which Fagin and Walter cruising through the seedy streets of New York. Donald with his guitar and Walter with his ominous with his what? His thing out. Like I'm seeing like the way you're describing, I'm seeing like a retro city rampage thing, top down. They're driving, then they get out and they've got their instruments and they're with his guitar, spraying out moo chords, taking out criminals. Yes, what a very unfortunate like way to cut off because of the YouTube message limit. Very unfortunate. uh ellipses that you had to put there. But yes, it is very that there's very like this could have been an NES game, which is a great compliment that I received a lot on that video. I really liked that, and that's something I'm also pretty passionate about. Is like I really, really have a negative opinion of what people in the chiptune community call fake bit, where instead of like remaking things by hand within the limitations of the engine, and using workarounds that are often used by chiptune composers to get around the limitations of the engine, instead they just drop it into I don't know a DAW or something, and I drop a MIDI into a DAW and then swap around the sounds. I don't like that. You lose a lot from doing that, and it's also first of all it's lazy and it sounds bad. So personally, I really am not a fan of the fake bit stuff. That's where I'm at. I'm really a fan of the things that sound like authentic hardware. That's a snob in me. Cool. It's kind of got like a real 80s sound to it.
Now your girl, we have a world.
Something another layer that I do want to add to this as well is little not that a little like higher clap layer on the snare. I'll do I'll do it here. I think so.
Now your girl.
Oop, what happened there?
Now your girl.
Wait, what's happening here? The snares are a little delayed. I don't know, that was not intentional.
Now your girl, we have a.
Oop, what's happening here? Some weird copying and pasting is going on. That's what's weird. All right, let's keep it going.
Just hearts that.
And then we'll kind of move these a little bit forward.
Now your girl, we have
Yeah,
a world.
gives a little bit more complexity. These.
Now your girl, we have a world. Gave it a whirl. Got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked
Yeah.
me first. I'm finally hurt.
Just adding like a something.
I'm now your girl. We
Nah, that's whatever.
have our world.
Sounds fine to me.
Gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt. Got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally hurt.
I'm gonna add. It's not gonna make sense like drum wise, but I think it'll be a good layer. Yeah, we'll just add a little extra on top. It's like someone else is playing the ride. Yeah, it doesn't make sense on the actual. If you were to actually play this part as it's written on the drums, it would not make any sense. But I think it's fine. It serves the purpose of the song, and a lot of like parts that were programmed on Linn drums back in the '80s just were not playable on real drum sets. So.
Like dreaming. I'm now your girl. We have our world. Heart got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally
Yeah.
I'm now.
All right. So that's going to be the chorus movement for the drums. Right now, I'm trying to think what is going to be happening in the first verse. I'm going to listen to some of these references again. I'm just going to mute the my desktop audio again so that I don't get my stuff taken down. But I'm going to listen really quickly to this song, People Watching by Conan Gray. It's very bare bones production. It's like a very... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to People Watching by Conan Gray, which is one of the references. And I'm going to write some of what I'm thinking about right now. Production. People Watching by Conan Gray. Mellow sound. Muted guitars / bass sound. Piano ostinato. There's like a piano ostinato that's happening there. Pitched delays or formant delays. String pads come in on pre-chorus. Electronic drums, yeah. Electronic acoustic hybrid. So the acoustic drums are like processed just with distortion and stuff. What is the chorus of this song technically? When I go on, did she send a separate vocal and piano track? Yeah. Uh, Everything that's up here. So if you're looking at the Logic session, everything up here that's in this track stack called demo, this is like everything that's on here. This piano, the part that I recorded, is like me replacing it, and so there's like elements and stuff that are on here, but it's really like actually she's not even using this track on that at all. So it's really three elements that are kind of like hinting at what the other parts of the arrangement are. So everything else is really like a blank canvas for me, which is great for me. Honestly, it's really good that she left a lot of space for me, which is awesome. There's like a tremolo guitar. Okay, I think that's enough for people watching. I'm gonna listen to the other ones that she sent, which are Lovesick by Jenna Rain. It's like real bass. And the bass is kind of slidey. Real-ish drums. Shakers and tambourines. Cool. Let's see. Which other ones is she directly sing? Let's see here. Big Dumb Heart is the other one. String. There's like a string tremolo swells. That's cool. So I could maybe use that in the pre-chorus, maybe. Little swelling kind of sound, because that's kind of the vibe that you wanted in the pre-chorus. Was like this swell kind of thing. And there's this in the snare sound. There's like thing. I'm gonna unmute there. So I'm gonna do like there's like a thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like there's another. It's like triggering another thing. What if I did? I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna open this up, this Drum Machine Designer. I'm gonna copy this, put it here. I can't do that. Can I do this? Nope. I guess I'm just gonna have to like do the same, just copy the same chain over. I'll just copy everything that's from here. I guess I can't. Never mind. We're not gonna do that. I can't figure out how to do, like mentally, like how do you even like add just like send it, I guess, to another track. Right on, right on. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna do it outside of this bus here. And add like a sound. And I'm just gonna do a sampler. Drums and percussion, electronic single drums, right? Is it here? Electronic snares. Here, we'll do some sound design. And we'll, this is a good example of like why you might not want to bus a reverb is to do something like this. Ultimate P bass and flat secret sauce JAD Freer Capo audio based preamp. I have to check that out. I don't have any preamps on my system right now besides the ones that are built into my interface. So I think it might be fun to check out. I know I have always wanted to check out those Neve DIs. I hear they add some nice like sounds. I hear they added like a nice little like body or add a little like saturation and stuff. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Nice. Yeah, I have to check that out. The JAD Freer Capo or Capo audio based preamp. Bus and reverb, no cap. Exactly. This reverb is not bussin'. Just kidding. I am gonna bus it. This reverb is now bussin'. There you go. It's a little bus on that reverb. Little bus on that reverb. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm hearing it in my head now. I'm gonna do this thing. What is this at 110? I'm gonna do this actually. Bounce in place. I'm gonna do even more bounce in places. Watch this. A little pre-delay on that. And then bounce in place again. I'm gonna bounce on it. And then reverse. I'm bouncing on it. It's a little too much. Not what I'm looking for, but yeah, just a little light, like little whip. Yeah, that's just kind of like to help out with this little thing we got going on down here. Wrong place. I know that the vocal is kind of like not in sync, but that's because like she didn't record it to this new rhythm that I'm doing. So I'm gonna, at some point, as I continue to work on this, adjust that, which I'm not gonna do probably this stream. I'm just gonna leave it as is.
I'm now your girl. We have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally
They kind of smack a little bit, right? There's a little smack there. I'm gonna play real bass on this actually.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be my defense.
I'm gonna keep these real drums, but I'm gonna do some clip distortion.
We have our world, gave it finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts. I'm now your girl.
What if I did do a crash here?
I'm now your girl. I'm now your girl. We have
Yeah,
our world,
that's cool.
gave it a
It's not gonna be the main crash, but it's just gonna add little. It's gonna zhuzh it up.
I'm now your girl. We have our world, gave it
I am gonna do a high pass on it though after that because it's a little too boomy.
girl. We have our world, gave it hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally
Yeah, I will keep the laugh. I think that's cool. However, it will be entirely incumbent upon Charisse, who is the singer, if she will re-record the laugh because these vocals are not final; these are scratch vocals. It would be, I'm sure part of the composition was intended to have the laugh, so I'd be very surprised if she sent me final vocals without the laugh.
my bones fell weary.
I think verse 2. Did she want verse 2? I think verse 2 should still retain some of this thing.
My bones fell weary.
I would assume she keeps the laugh.
Running from you and me. But you were convincing. All of a sudden, I wasn't wrong. My bones fell weary, running from you and me.
That's something that I do really like about her music, though, is like it's very much this like realness. There's a very realness to her music. Like in the way that she writes her lyrics is very hard on her sleeve. Like there's no two ways about like what she's trying to say. Which for some like might be a little too on the nose, but I think like for her style, it's very like teen pop, you know. which is her style very much so. Like because she takes after that kind of Jenna Rain thing. Jenna Rain, Tate McRae. You know what I mean?
My bones felt weary.
It's very like what's in right now. Oh, like the TikTok pop sound.
You and me, but you were convincing. All of a sudden, I wasn't running, and
I'm thinking that this pre-chorus is gonna be like a 4 on the floor thing. Boom,
cold like
boom, boom,
laundry.
boom, boom.
Laundry when you move so clean. Laundry when you move like this. Dishes I sink when you're talking to me.
Yeah, this little like distorted thing in the background. I think it really adds like a like a there's a bite to it for sure.
Talking to me. Eyes wide, but eyes wide.
But also, yeah, the part is I think makes a lot of sense. I think that's what you're trying to tell me.
Eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. Eyes wide, but
Yeah,
I must
nice.
be dreaming.
Boom. It goes right in. Boom. I think that's gonna be like a like kind of boom. It's gonna be like a little gap. Boom. Which I might use this snare as what does the little, or at least maybe not the body of the snare, but I'm actually moving everything else in that track. That's not what I meant to do. Just this part. I'm gonna do that.
Always love.
1, 2.
Love you. Love you.
I'm actually gonna move that to a newer track because I think that is probably
Always love you.
yeah, that's cool.
Love you.
Nice. That works. That works out.
My bones felt weary. Running. All I know is I will fold like laundry when you move so clean like this.
Oh, what am I doing here?
Love you.
How did that end up over there? I don't mean to do that.
I must be dreaming. I'm now your.
I'm gonna do the kicks here as well, but I'll probably do like a high pass or something to make it not as like boomy.
Eyes wide, but I must be laundry when you move so clean like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat. Eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. I'm now your girl. We have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm fine. Wasn't running.
I'm gonna cut that on that. And it goes right in. There's like no build up on that one. Let me see. What did you want in the second chorus? Oh yeah, more energy.
Don't don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty.
I'm gonna do a high cut as well.
Is I will fold like laundry.
Do a high cut on this to like really bring the energy down.
Don't come to my city
Yeah.
and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I know is I will fold like laundry when you move so
Yeah.
clean. Like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat.
Time to pull out the P bass.
But I must be dreaming. I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt. Got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally my bones fell weary.
It's something like that. It's gonna be the part. Let's do a little bit more. Let's put a little more sauce on this though. Here's a cool little trick. I learned this from the metal thing, but I'm gonna show you guys. If you have Saturn II, divide the frequency spectrum into like 4 parts. You can divide them however much you want, but I like for like a bass in this kind of style, I'll divide it into like get rizzed out with the I love you whisperings in the right ear, right? That's probably a good idea actually. When I'm when I do the final ones, when I actually like have final vocals, I'll probably put that in. But this is the trick. Separate each band and then drive each band separately. And you get this like really rich low end that is like, it's rich and very harmonically dense, but it's not like so overwhelming. And it really evens out the low harmonics too when you do it like this. You can even dial back the reverb, just push it up until like they start to break up. And because like each band is like different, they break up at different points. Like you get this like really rich kind of sound, right?
I'm now your girl. We have our world. Gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt. Got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally my bones fell weary, running from. Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I know is I will fall
Yeah. And I think I might do like the dramatic end of and then drop for now at least, until I receive feedback.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I know is I will fold like laundry.
I messed up on that last one.
Petty, but all I know is I will fold like laundry when you move so clean, like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. I'm now your girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do all open. I'm gonna do like accents. Uh, Dum bum. Yeah. Okay. Dum da da. I'm gonna do that. Then back to normal.
But you were convincing. All of a sudden, I wasn't running, and my feet moving closer to you. Thought I had control, but my grip became loose. Nothing I could do. 3 words, and I knew that I would always love you. I love you. I'm now your girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally
Yeah. I think it's pretty good.
Don't come to my city.
And remember that kick bus we made earlier? Well, we're gonna do this now. We're gonna use Fab from B. We're gonna do this. We're gonna sidechain it to the kick bus, set it to compress, and
and breathe my air. Just let
set to
me
X.
be. My defense is
So now,
petty,
only these low frequencies should be sidechained.
is I will fall.
And also, I'm gonna do Pro MB before this bass amp to get rid of the clicks. Or at least make it less like clicky.
I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally My bones felt weary, running
Oh, I'm not even sending anything. Now I am. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it really adds. It really like glues the bass to the kick drum.
Don't come to my city. Let me be. My defense is petty. I fold like laundry when you move so clean. Like a sink when you talk. Words of sleep, your words on repeat. Eyes
Yeah.
wide, but I must be dreaming.
It's coming together. Great work on this track so far. It's really coming together. Thanks for letting me hang out with them. Hope to see you next time. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for talking with me. Appreciate it. I stream. I'm trying to stream every week. Every week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday at 1. So hope to see you one of these days. Yeah.
I wasn't running and my feet moving closer to you. Thought I had control, but my grip became loose. Nothing I could do. 3 words and I knew that I would always love you.
I'm going to do the risers now. Do some risers just to give the sense of movement. Sorry, I'm like Vital is my favorite wavetable synthesizer. And I'm gonna use pink noise. Noise, and then I'm gonna set that to the. No, we're not gonna set it to the level. Well, actually, we are. There it is. Nice. Actually, I want it more. It has too much resonance. 2 bars.
But I must be dreaming.
And then move this back 1 beat. Yeah, there you go.
Words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. I'm now your girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. My bones felt weary.
Nice. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn Chase on just so that I don't have to start at the beginning of. Here's a pro tip. Are you annoyed every time that you play your MIDI tracks that like you have to start at the beginning of the actual MIDI triggering? Look no further. You don't have to do that anymore. Go to general settings, go to MIDI, go to Chase, and hit notes. And now you start it from anywhere. and the note plays. It just might not be correct, but because I have this one synced to trigger, which actually it should be set to no trigger. It should be on trigger. Never mind. Um, it's also really quiet. I gotta turn that up. Nice. Nice. Got a nice riser.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty.
I just lost my dog.
Is I will fold like
Be easy, brother. Thank you. 100 D Block. Good to see you again. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to see you every time that I'm live and you say I just lost my dog. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. We're working on some client work right now. This is a song that I didn't write, but I'm producing. I just lost my dog. I play that every live show that I play. So if I ever come to your city, you should come out and see me play that song live. Although I've only played in Philadelphia, really, which is my hometown.
Don't come to my city.
KSI one, yeah. That's a classic. I like that. KSI one, 2 years is 10 times better. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it didn't really take a lot for it to be better than the KSI one, but I am really proud of that, how that one turned out, personally. All right. We're gonna add some fancy stuff here. So this is drum stuff. Drum stuff should go at the top. Bass stuff should go after the drums. Actually, I'm gonna keep the demo stuff and the scratch vocals down there. Drums. You know what? These are gonna all be colored orange. I'm gonna call all of these orange. These should also be orange. Yes. Bass can be. Bass can be that color. And the keys we can leave green. Vocals I will make cyan. Actually, these can be more of a. What color should? No, that's like a guitar color to me. Bass can be yellow. Bass can be yellow, yeah. Track color can be yellow.
Don't come to my city. Don't come to my.
Nah, I don't like that.
Don't come to my city and
Yeah.
breathe my air. Just let me be.
That's too dark of drums. I'm gonna keep it a little.
Don't come to my city.
Yeah, that's better.
Breathe my air. Fold like laundry when you move so clean, like dishes I sink when you're talking to me.
And actually, SFX should be its own color. I gotta change the soundtrack color. SFX can be this color. These can also be that color.
Hours of sleep, your words on repeat as wide.
I'm gonna do the opposite of this. Wait. Disconnect. Oh, that's why. That's what's causing it. I don't know about pink noise. White noise is better. It's more of a sizzle. Cool. Then these are just gonna be balls. I don't like the resonance. It's too. I do like that though. That's cool. I'll do tape delay for quarter note. It's a little loud though. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Which one of these is mute hit or mute tail? I'm just gonna put mute tail. S5, which is F-2, I think. Nice. Cool. Color regions by tracks, yes, please.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air, breathe my. Don't come to my. Don't come
No,
to my
that's too much.
city. I will fold like laundry when you move so.
Cool. I right now I'm just doing like really baseline stuff, so it's not gonna be. None of this is gonna get close to final at all, but it's all right. It's okay. It happens every single day. Oh, right. I still have put monitoring on those. This is a cool technique, and whoever's this is a cool little trick that I've started to employ. I found this trick out, or at least I started to do this trick after like dissecting some cringy songs for another client that I have. But he had, in a lot of those songs, there's this like pulsing element in the back that's just like supporting everything rhythmically, and it's not super bright, what's my approach to drum saturation? I can never seem to get it right. Really, it's not so much in the tools. Okay, drum saturation. You always, with any, as with anything that you want to saturate, you never want to like push it too far past like breakup, right? As it starts to break up, there's like a sweet spot of like, oh, this sounds good. There's clarity, but there's also like bite. You push it too far and it just gets too like muddy. So there I try to shoot for like the sort of center of like where the signal is starting to be audibly affected and where it starts to be too much. I try to look for like the middle, the little zone there, and play around in those parameters. In terms of like if I'm doing like metal stuff, like I would do a saturation on each individual kit piece and not the whole thing. Saturation on the whole thing is going to be. People do actually. I do put saturation at the end of like a full like a drum bus, but like it's insanely light, right? Like it's not like the saturation that you do should never be this kind of sound. This is very stylistic, right? But if you're using saturation as like a thing to tone shape, that what I just said it holds up. That's what my approach usually is. So I'm gonna show you like this other patch. I'm gonna show off this patch that I made. I was talking about this patch earlier with the Steely Dan thing. Yacht Rock Drums 2 is what I call it. In this patch, actually I should have. This is Yacht Rock Drums 2, Yacht Rock Drums 2 anyway. But this way I can show you, so it's like really crystal clear. You look at this kick drum. This is the saturator that I use. This is the Slate Virtual Tape Machines. I use this just because like a lot of people who I learned from used it. You don't have to use this tape saturator, but you'll notice that on the VU meter, the peak, I'm never going like really past 0 on this VU meter, right? Same deal on this snare. Like it is like peaking, but like on the regular hits, like it's always usually like around 0, right? That's what I target usually when it comes to like saturation. Same for toms. Well, there's no toms in this part, so I don't know. I showed you that, but that's generally how I approach it. Is when I look at this meter, I try to target like 0, and I try to never like clip it too hard, because then you get like really nasty artifacts that might not be what you want. Like you hear it like definitely has more of a bass response that I'm not a fan of, and that like is like distortion that's happening like 100-ish, and that range is like very, very dangerous to have like too much information in. So like I'm trying to have trying to keep it so that it's hovering around 0, because that usually results in a sound that is being like distorted, but really only the initial transient is, as well as like overall shaping the tone and not like actually like crushing the tone, right? I'd never want drums to be crushed. That's really the last thing I want. Like if I was to actually mix just raw drums plain, I never want them to sound crushed. Obviously in this song stylistically I am going for that crushed sound, but that's like a sound thing, that's like a stylistic thing. Which you know what, now that it's on here, I should actually put more compression on it. Yeah. Yeah, that's usually my approach, especially for the heavy, and for the heavy stuff. Like that still very much stands as like as the base of everything that I do, you know. And I always put saturation at the front of everything, because in my head, like the saturator is like the tone. That saturated tone is what I'm shaping. So if the saturator comes first, then I can like start to shape it after, like with compression and EQ. Like I always I usually put EQ after compression for like like if I am just tone shaping. I can put an EQ before compressor if I just want to affect like how the compressor is responding to the frequency response, but usually like I never want to I never do that, right? Hopefully that makes sense. I know I was just talking a bunch there.
Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is petty, but all I know is I will fold like laundry when you move so clean, like dishes I sink when
Speaking of saturation, you reminded me. I did not put saturation on these, so thank you. Which I'm gonna do now, and you'll see how I'm gonna saturate these electronic drums. Yeah. Very light. Very light. So saturation's got to be very light. You can't be heavy-handed about it. I'm going to quantize this space. I'm going to check the transients and see if there's nothing too funny going on here. Cool. Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot this little pulse thing that I was working on. And we'll put that on sync. Yeah, there's a cool little sound, little sound there. I gotta put low latency monitoring on.
Don't come to my city. Don't come to my.
Why is it delayed sounding? That's very odd. It shouldn't sound like that. I guess I'll just key him in.
Don't come. Don't come. Come to my city. Don't come to my city. Don't come to my city and breathe my air.
Nice.
Just let me be.
It's gonna get the
My D.
end. There's a little finishing touch to it. Little slap back delay.
But all I know is I would like laundry. Laundry. When you move so
Yeah, nice.
like the dishes I sink when you
Yeah, it adds that little bump 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 thing at the bottom.
your words on repeat, eyes wide.
Nice.
Now you're going my bones fell weary. My bones fell weary.
I should probably start putting compression on this here. I'm just gonna use stock logic so it's fast in terms of processing, or faster than like UAD.
My bones fell weary, running from. I wasn't running, and my feet moving closer to you. Thought I had control, but I'm now your girl. We have.
We'll do a little filter action here, where we get that push-pull kind of effect here in the pre-chorus. Yeah, something like that.
My feet moving closer to you. Thought
Yeah.
I had control, but my grip became loose. Nothing I could do. 3 words and I knew that I would always love you. I love you. I'm now your girl. We have all
Yeah.
gave it a whirl. I'm finally
Yeah.
got no
Shaping up really nicely.
just hearts that yearn. You picked me first. I'm finally Don't come to my city and breathe my air. Just let me be. My defense is
I definitely will probably add some like acoustic guitar to this at some point.
is I will fold like laundry when you move so clean, like dishes I sink when you're talking to me. 3 hours of sleep, your words on repeat, eyes wide, but I must be dreaming. I'm now
Yeah.
girl, we have our world, gave it a whirl. I'm finally hurt, got no concerns, just hearts that yearn. You picked me first, I'm finally
Yeah.
We're convincing. All of a sudden, I wasn't running, and my feet moving closer to you. Thought I had control, but my grip became loose. Nothing I could do. 3 words and I knew that I.
Yeah. I think we have a good base for this song. I think we have a good
Don't come
foundation
to my
for everything else to get really built on.
and breathe my air.
From here,
Me be.
she really wants like sort of whimsical, light, emotional, sparkly fairy tale sounds. So I'm gonna have to do that off stream. But I think we came up with a really good foundation for this so far. Cool. I think I'm gonna call it here for that song. And I think I'm gonna call it here for the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. Let me just transition here. I really do. I really appreciate y'all. That was a hard cut. I didn't need to be that hard. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much for help support me and keeping me entertained and doing what I do. Tomorrow I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hangout Tuesdays. We're gonna chill. I might do some interesting things. If you guys want me, by the way, for Hangout Tuesdays, this is really just gonna be a just chatting stream. So if you have funny videos that you want to react to, that's cool. I'd love to see those. If you have cool songs that you want me to listen to on stream, I would love to do that. If you have just want things you want me to talk about, yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the stream for that. And ask me questions, ask me whatever, and we'll do whatever. Last time we did that little hangout stream. We did the dulls at the beginning. We'll probably do the dulls at the beginning as well. But at the end, we'll see what happens. We'll just chill. We'll hang out. Yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I only just now noticed my hair was like messed up. There you go. That's embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m. So all my streams, I remember I said it before, at 1 all my streams have been moved back, just because it works better for my schedule, for my household. All right. Yeah. I'll see you guys. See you guys tomorrow.